Well, hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the first showing of Open Mic America. I just wanted you all to know that we are playing from everywhere and from nowhere in particular. And we've been working hard while you were like taking your naps and getting your coffees ready and everything on our sound checks and on getting to know you all, know everybody who's here. And I would like to introduce Pete Summer, who is one of the co-hosts. And here is Pete. He's waving to you right now. I am Daphna. I am going to be the co-host as well, together with Pete. I would like to thank TK, who is one of our sound people here today, and he's also going to perform, and our recluse founder, Capo Dave Williams, who is here as well. So you all know that you're watching on your screens, but this is actually a very live event. We are all playing real time for you, all the people who will be playing. And so when things are live, and especially when they're the first time around, something can always go wrong. And we hope that you'll be very entertained if that happens, seeing how we're going to try to solve those problems. The show order has been worked out with a lot of high-level negotiation here, and you can find it posted on the website. In the future, we'll find a better way to tell you how it's going to be. I might be able to share the screen with you after our first performer so you can see. If you could just go to the home page of the website, you'll see the order in which everybody will be performing. But for now, before we start, let me just introduce you quickly to each of our players. I'm just going to go according to what I see on my screen right now from left to right. We have Mike Tatarakis. We have Mike Simpson. Wave when you're introduced, Mike Simpson. We have original Robert. Wave, Robert. We have Mark Fenny. We have Fenny. Wave, Fenny. We have Stef Fraser. Wave. We have Marty. Sweet Marty, he calls himself. We have John Anderson. Jim Pryts. And we have Siena. We have Nick Carter, Dave Farpelha, John Sidle, TK Tran, Jane Canfield, and just about ready for us, we have Rafi. Rafi, can you wave for us? Rafi had a very long commute to get to his computer today, so he's arranging himself right now.
Yes,
So without further ado, I would like to introduce our first performer. You can sit back and enjoy. You might have to turn the volume a little bit up and down on your TVs or on your computer, for each one is playing at a slightly different level, but just go ahead and do that. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce the first performer, who is Original Robert. Yay, everyone can clap for Original Robert. They're all muted now. I'm going to mute everybody except for Robert's going to make sure that he is unmuted.
Yep, I'm unmuted.
We are going to spotlight you, Robert, so everybody can see you.
Oh, that's a terrible thing.
And take it away.
All right. So I got a couple of songs for you. I'm going to play two of them. One's going to be on guitar and one will be on piano, so we'll just kind of split the difference a little bit. I've lived a lot of years surviving missteps on occasion, but the better man will learn to turn the darkness into light. I walked out to the banks of that old slow-moving river, stepped into the water, felt the cold around my feet. If each new rising sun does a brand new man deliver, then maybe there is hope for a broken man like me. So let that old river wash away my indiscretions, let it take away my failures like time takes my possessions, and may the wide open ocean be the keeper of my vice, for no man steps in the sand but twice. Redemption's far beyond my reach. You told me many times that when that old pine box surrounds me, it'll be too late to learn the lessons life had tried to teach. I walked away with sadness gripping at my shoulders, alone and cold as if upon a snowy mountain peak. A heavy burden hung around my neck like boulders, and a salty stream of tears flowed like a river down my cheeks. Let that old river wash away my indiscretions, let it take away my failures like time takes my possessions. May the wide open ocean be the keeper of my vice, but no man steps in the same river twice. So let that old river wash away my indiscretions, let it take away my failures like time takes my possessions. May the wide open ocean be the keeper of my vice, for no man steps in the same river twice.
Nice tune, Robert.
Wow. Nice.
Bravo, that was great. Good song. Okay. Next song for you.
Song for me. Okay, so let's we'll move over to the piano. This is a little bit slower. Hope you enjoy it. I still hear you crying, and you've been alone in there so long. Why are you trying to stay so far from the things you say you love? I feel like we're about to disappear, running in circles. That's no reason to act this way. I'd say that I'm sorry, but that's not what you need to hear me say. I know that you've been crying out for years. Somewhere in silence is the world in between. I hear you, you hear me, in the world in between. Maybe it's hopeless, maybe it'll never work out this way. Maybe we're closer, closer than we've ever been today. But we're just having trouble reaching out. It's taken forever, I waited about as long as I can stand. But now I remember what it's like just to sit and hold your hand and find that your name's the sweetest sound. Somewhere in silence is the world in between. I hear you, you hear me, in the world in between. Somewhere in silence is the world in between. Oh yeah.
Nice job,
Robert. Bravo.
Great job, Robert. So, Pete, take it away. Let's see what Robert has to tell us.
Welcome, Robert. Episode 1, Season 1. Wow. And the first performer. My gosh. That's kudos to you, Robert. Great 2 songs. Anything you'd like to tell us about those songs and how you went about writing them and when you started up?
So most of the stuff that I write is usually just sort of an academic exercise. So I just take experiences, and I have to try to extrapolate how like normal people would feel about it.
Okay.
And then I try to cobble something together that's workable.
Okay. What comes first, your lyrics or your music?
Always music first.
Okay.
Always
Good.
music first.
Wow. Well, welcome aboard. And what part of the country do you hail from?
Originally from the Midwest in Michigan.
Okay. Where are you now?
Milpitas, California.
All right. We'll see where the rest of this group is from, and move on from here. Daphne, who's up next?
Yeah, thank you so much, Robert. And next we are going to hear from TK Tran. So TK, I'm going to put the spotlight on you and you can take it away.
All right, thank you, Daphne. I got 2 songs. So this first one is called If You Could Write to Heaven. If you could write to heaven, I'd write some up to Granddad. Tell him about that bass last week at the lake, and how fishing just ain't been the same. I'd ask him how Grandma's been, how they both been keeping busy. And if the streets are paved with gold, if it rains up there, and if they ever get cold, if you could write to heaven, would you put your pen to paper, seal it up in that envelope, mail it out and wait for one to come back to you? If you could write to heaven, who would you write to? If you could write to heaven, I'd write to that friend from school. She was going through a lot in her life. It's a shame no one caught it in time. I'd tell her that we still miss her, and that none of it was her fault. We hope she doesn't hurt anymore, and that she's happier than before. If you could write to heaven, would you put your pen to paper, seal it up in that envelope, mail it out and wait for one to come back to you? If you could write to heaven, who would you write to? If you could write to heaven, who would you write to?
Good.
Nice, TK.
Bravo, TK. Bravo.
All right, so for this next song, it's totally different. The song is about cheating wives, murder, and whiskey. It's based on true events that I made up. It's called "The Only Way You're Leaving." That old story about a truck in your drive, never thought it happened to me in my life. But today, coming home from my 9-to-5 war, there sat a Chevy red with 2 doors, and it wasn't mine. So I loaded up my 44, strapped on my 9, grabbed my 45 and sharpened my knife, racked up around in the scatter gun. Talk about mercy, he don't deserve none. Yeah, it's you and me, son, you got nowhere to turn. Played with fire, now you gonna get burned. I'll let you have a moment to pray, but take as long as it's gonna take. You bet your ass that the only way you're leaving here is in a body bag. He whipped out his 22 and did his best to aim, drywall chipping around our wedding picture frames. She could have picked any other guy, but she picked you, so now you're gonna die. Yeah, it's you and me, son, you got nowhere to turn. Played with fire, now you gonna get burned. I'll let you have a moment to pray. It'll take as long as it's gonna take. You bet your ass that the only way you're leaving here is in a body bag. He fit nicely with the tailgate latched, all zipped up and lying in the back. I drove to the desert and I dug him a hole, finished my whiskey and in he goes. Yeah, it's you and me, son, you got nowhere to turn. Played with fire, now you done got burned. I'll let you have a moment to pray. Take as long as it's gonna take. You bet your ass that the only way you're leaving here is in a body bag.
I don't want to tick you off, that's for sure. Nice.
Wow,
Nice,
TK.
TK.
Wow is all I've got to say about that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to mute everybody, and Pete, you just take it away with TK.
All right, I'm on mute. All right, hey TK, how you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself,
Yeah.
Pete?
Cheers. Little whiskey.
A little sparkling water for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is iced tea. Actually, it's not whiskey. Anyway, so how are those two recorded already?
I've got demos of them. I wouldn't say they're recorded, but
Okay.
they're somewhere.
Good. Well, good. So, what got you started into doing music?
There's a movie called School of Rock, and I saw that when I was 11, and I wanted to play electric guitar, so that's what got me into it.
Oh, great. And you're playing acoustic, and you do a good job. So where are you living these days?
I'm in the San Jose Milpitas area.
Okay. Well, so far we're sticking close to home, but we will spread that net out a little later. Anything you'd like to say about those two songs?
They're very different from each other, which is unusual for me. Usually I write about the same things, but that second one was just something that fell out.
Your truck wasn't in it.
It was not, which is super
No.
surprising, right?
Okay. All right. Who do we have next, Daphne?
Okay, well, by the way, I have to admit, I told a lie. At the beginning of the show, I said that the order of the players was going to be on the website. And guess what? It isn't. It didn't get there somehow. So before we go to our next person, I thought maybe I actually took a pen and I wrote down the names, and I was going to show you the screen, but there is a better solution to that. So I'm going to show everybody in YouTube land right now what the order of our players as we selected them randomly actually was. So here we go, the old-fashioned way, kind of old-fashioned anyway. Ta-da! I think everyone in YouTube land can see the screen. We had Original Robert. We had TK. Sadly, Rafi has some technical issues and he won't be able to play for us. So next up will be Mike Simpson. And these are all the ones to follow. Okay, so everybody take notes, write it down. And we're going to move along to our next singer-songwriter, who is Mike Simpson. Mike, I'm going to spotlight you. Ta-da! Take it away, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Daphne. Okay, I've got two songs for you, and I'm going to get ready to play them. No matter where you've been, no matter what you know, no need to draw the scene. I'm already sold. I'll take just what I see. Come and dance with me. Tonight we start again. I've never heard this song. Don't like it all that much. Not weighing right or wrong. We circle as we touch. I'm offering this dance, not true love or romance. Tonight we start again. Familiar swing and sway. You're as warm as I recall. Now or yesterday. We don't stumble if we fall. Music is our tide. It rises and we rise. Tonight we start again. Time turns upon itself and we can follow. Our hearts can stay right here, or wing this evening through, just like a swooping swallow. I hold you as we turn. You are yours and I am mine. We're not ruled by the burn or the shiver of the spine. We choose which way we fall. We know both ways after all. Stop or start again. Tonight we start again. Tonight we start again.
Nice, nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Because you're shy, or think you'd be a burden, so you cry into your pillow instead of on my shoulder. I could wish you felt safer, wish you felt more certain. The pillow does not love you like I do. I always want to know your heart and how you feel. No reason you should keep your sadness to yourself. I am always right here for you. My sympathy is real. That pillow will not love you like what you had that you do not deserve. Support and kindness when your heart is down. It's all so wrong, I rejoice when I can serve. Won't melt from tears, just glad to be around. So lean on in, hang on, and have yourself a cry. I will love you more unless be sure. You will be less lonely, dear, and truly I am better suited to be well to his day. And that pillow cannot love you like I do. The pillow does not love like I do.
Gorgeous.
Nice. Very good.
Super.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Nice. Thank you very much.
All right, Mike. Great songs. So, at what age did you start making music or playing music?
Oh, you know, I started pretty young, but this songwriting stuff was not until, you know, sort of early teen years kind of thing, 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah, and as you had an interesting start into your musical tastes at that very young age. And how old were you when you started?
Well, you know, I mean, I suppose I started in the back seat of the car around 3, you know, something like that, and I had some classical experience quite young, and
Well, good. And it's wonderful 2 songs. And are those available anywhere? Are they recorded?
no, they are not. No, I have one album, but they're not on it. They're more recent than the album production was. The first one was actually suggested in a chat at an open mic, and then written right then and there. And then the second one is true story. 2 friends of mine who married, and then they divorced, and then they got back together.
Full circle. Great. Well, thanks so much, Mike, and being on this first episode of this grand endeavor. And thank you much.
Yeah, well,
Thanks,
thank you,
Daphne.
Pete and Daphne, Dave, and everybody.
We are glad that you played for us, Mike. And next we have Mark Fenny with his guitar and his harmonica and his voice. And I'm going to spotlight you, Mark. And just so everybody in YouTube land will know, on deck is John Anderson and Sweet Marty. But now it's Mark Fenny.
Thank you, Daphne. Good to be here with everybody, and I hope some of my friends on the East Coast are checking this out. So I have 2 songs for everybody, and the first song is called All I Want Is One More Chance, and it goes like this. All I want is one more chance to be with you. All I want is one more chance to be with you. just want to take you home so we can be alone. All I want is one more chance to take you home. We've been together all these years and shed so many tears. Now I wanna try. There's no more time to cry. All I want is one more chance to hold your hand. All I want is one more chance to hold your hand. I just want to hold your hand and no more one night stand. All I want is one more chance to hold your hand. We've been together all these years and shed so many tears. Now I wanna try. There's no more time to cry. All I want is one more chance to be with you. All I want is one more chance to be with you. I just want to be with you, and no one else will do. All I want is one more chance to be with you. All I want is one more chance to be with you.
Oh, so very sweet. So very sweet.
Nice harp playing, really.
Nice,
nice
Marty.
Marty.
Fenny.
Always.
And I got another song for you. This one I wrote fairly recently. Let me just get some finger picks on here. And this one's called Trip or Fall. Oh, and I need to change my harmonica. Change key on this one. So, yeah, I want to thank all the organizers for getting this together. It's a long time coming, and I'm really happy to be here on the first one, and hopefully I'll get to do another one or two down the road as we get it rolling. So, this song, like I said, is called Trip or Fall. We don't want your dirty shoes. We don't want your dirty feet. We don't want to smell your hair or see your chest so white and bare. I ain't no angel and I ain't no saint. I know what I am and I'm not what I ain't. But if you want to see me, just give me a call. I will come a running if I don't trip or fall. We stopped wearing our hair so long. We stopped singing that same old song. We stopped eating chicken and meat. Just a few veggies and fruit that's sweet. I ain't no angel and I ain't no saint. I know what I am and I'm not what I ain't. But if you want to see me, just give me a call. I will come a running if I don't trip or fall. Sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm hungry for all that we had. But take me out for dinner or maybe a drink. Give me all you got plus the kitchen sink. I ain't no angel and I ain't no saint. I know or fall. Let's go back to where we used to be. Let's climb a rock or climb a tree. You can tie me up with a long black rope, or take me to the Vatican to see the Pope. I ain't no angel and I ain't no saint. I know what I am and I am not what I ain't. But if you want to see me, just give me a call. I will come a-running if I don't trip or fall. Trip or fall. Trip or fall. Trip or fall.
Yeah, Fenny. Good job.
Nice.
Bravo, Fenny. That's so funny.
Thank you so much. I realized I put the wrong harmonica in my rack, so I couldn't play my harmonica on that song, but maybe
Hate it when that happens. So, hey, Fenny, what inspired you to just make music universally, and how about those two songs? What inspired you to write those two?
Oh man, whenever I write, it comes from different places, and I've been playing music since I was a little kid. I started as a drummer when I was 10, but when I heard the harmonica at 14 and realized how small it was and how portable it was, I quit drums and began playing harmonica. And I've been playing a long time and doing it for a long time, mostly as a sideman. And I started writing as a songwriter probably about 10 years ago. And each song was inspired differently. And I know the question you asked earlier was, which comes first, the music or the lyrics? Well, sometimes for me it's the lyrics, sometimes for me it's the music, and that's how I do it.
Cool. You're familiar with Jimmy Fadden of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band
Yes.
at all? Yeah, he plays harp and he plays drums. And I went and saw him in concert once, and he was playing harp while he was playing the drums. Got up from behind the drums and was rolling around on the stage playing harp. It was amazing. So I want to see you do that next time I see you.
Okay, I'll go get the drums. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, thanks for being here, Fenny.
Thank you all so much.
Pete, be careful how you challenge Fenny, because next time he will actually show up doing something like that. You
Well,
never know with him.
Good.
That's great.
More
So
fun.
thank you, Fenny. And next up we have we have John Anderson, followed by Sweet Marty and Mike T. John Anderson, I don't know you, and I'm very eager to hear you play.
Oh, thank you.
So take it away. I'm going to spotlight you, and you can play your heart out.
This is a song that incorporates some geography of the Pacific Northwest. It's called Upon the Saily Sea. One week comes around every year, and for it I can't wait to climb aboard a little boat, sail out through Georgia Strait. But all year long I have a dream that keeps me company, of rocking with the wind and wave upon the Saily Sea. In my dream there's a summer breeze to take me where I'm bound. I sail right up the Sunshine Coast into Desolation Sound. I drop the hook and take a long, long look at the beauty that surrounds, and dread the day that I'll have to say it's time to turn around. Sailing on the Saily Sea is all I ever dreamed. Sorry. Sailing on the Saily Sea is all I ever dreamed. A dream or reality, or somewhere on the chart between. I set for a reach while the blackfish breach and summer slips away, and make the jibe at Lummy Point and sail up Bellingham Bay. Then it's up the dock and back on the clock till again I am set free, to come back here same time next year and sail the Saily Sea. Sailing on the Saily Sea is all I ever dreamed. A dream or reality, or someplace on the chart between. Someday when I'm old and gray and my sailing days are done, I'll climb up on a rocky coast and watch the setting sun. And when I close my eyes I see sunny skies and I feel that summer breeze, and rock with the waves that roll beneath me upon the Saily Sea. Sailing on the Saily Sea is all I ever dreamed. A dream or reality, or somewhere on the chart between.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice, John. Nice.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
That tune. I'm gonna have to steal it.
Seafaring songs, great.
I will do two, Daphne. Sorry I didn't say something, but
Oh, sure. You don't need to say it. That's
Okay.
fine. So we will spotlight you again after you get a chance to tune, right?
yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
Well, it wasn't a sea shanty. I know they're very popular these days, but and it was a maritime theme. This is a short little song that defies categorization, I believe. In the newsroom at the Journal, we write the paper every day. All the news that's fit for you without delay. An inside page above the fold is always safe for me, because I write the featured obituary. 600 words is not a lot to tell about a life, so I've got to pick and choose and be careful what I write. It won't be the biography a subject might expect, but what deserves remembering from the life that was led. Well, yes, there is a formula and a lexicon of sorts of names and dates that are required to run in such reports. Beyond that is the magic of the story to be told. That's where I try to conjure up the essence of a soul. My subject might have been a saint that walked upon the earth, or a bum held in disrepute that got his just deserts. But I've got to get that story out, however bittersweet, 'cause just like all my subjects, there's a deadline I must meet. Well, yes, I've had my critics, those who think I slandered Dad when I failed to overlook an embarrassment he had. And I've got some loyal readers, mostly of a certain age, who wonder how their lives will read laid out upon the page. Each day I go to work and I sit behind my desk and I quietly prepare for what always happens next. I reach out for my inbox and to myself will say, it's time to go to work again. Let's see who's dead today. Some nights I do consider my own departed dears, light candles in the window just to draw a spirit near. But you know I'd rather leave all my work back at the shop and walk among the living till the day I finally drop. In the newsroom at the Journal we write the paper every day, all the news that's fit for you without delay. An inside page above the fold is always safe for me, because I write the featured obituary.
Wonderful. Okay.
That's
Good stuff, John.
Thank you.
Whistle, whistle.
That's not quite a dead song, you know what I say.
Yeah. Really nice, John. Hey,
thank you.
where are you living? Up in the Pacific Northwest?
I live in Oregon,
Okay.
north and west of Portland along the Columbia River.
Nice. So, have you been doing a lot of writing since we've been kind of at home?
Oh,
past?
I've written a few things since in the last year, but I haven't been as productive as confinement might have suggested.
I actually hear that a lot. And it goes both sides of the spectrum. So what would you like to say about your songs? You gave good introduction on both of those. Anything else you want to say about to that, or to maybe your fans up in Oregon?
Well, she's sitting here, so.
Okay.
No, I just enjoy. I enjoy forming songs out of the ether, and usually there's a kernel of truth that and then more to be discovered. And in answer to the eternal question, I'll quote: do lyrics or music come first? Mm-hmm. I'll quote Martin Mull, who famously said yes.
Okay, well, good. That seems to be a popular go back to question that I'm not asking, but you're offering that information. That's perfect. That's great. I'll continue to ask it. Well, thanks, John, and welcome to this inaugural episode, and look forward to hearing more of you down the line.
Well, thank you, and thank you for all the organizers, and as a privilege.
It's great to have you and to meet you. Part of this for me is so much fun because I get to hear singer-songwriters who I don't even know at all, and it's a treat for me to get to know them and hear them for the first time. Next up, we have Sweet Marty from Lomond, California. I love your name, Marty. I know that what you sing is going to be sweet, so there. Here we go. I'm going to unmute you.
Cool.
I'm going to spotlight you so the whole world can see. And you got the stage now, Marty.
Great. My pictures in post offices all over the country. I'm dead. All right, so I'm going to do two songs. These are both off my first album, One More Moment. This first song is called The Love of My Life, and she is. Where are you going? She said to me. I told her I don't know. Would you like to come and see? We took off for somewhere, no idea when we'll arrive. She's with me for the long ride, love of my life. Sometimes she'll follow, most times she'll take the lead. I like it best when I see her there, right in front of me. She's a get it done now lady, there's only do, there's no try. No ifs, buts, or maybes, yeah, love of my life. Not much for conversation, but what she says sure makes sense. Cuts right to the chase. Not a big fan of suspense. Oh, the constant surprise of those green Irish eyes. Pretty as a sunrise, love of my life. She's a burning ember, a blazing white-hot spark. One touch from her sets fire to my heart. Night after night, oh yes, she's paradise. She's the angel of my mornings, love of my life. She's the angel of my mornings, love of my life. Yeah.
Nice.
Hee-haw, yahoo! Wow.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Daphne, thank you very much for setting this all up, too. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm just part of a team.
I know you are.
A friendly host today. So, you have another song, right?
I do have another one, too.
Yay. I was hoping you would say yes. So, here we go.
So hopefully you guys like a little swing. This is a swing tune. This is called Falling. This is also off my album, One More Moment. Walking along with you by my side, I'm stepping off the edge from way up high. Off I go into the blue. I can't help it, nothing I can do. I'm falling for you. Yeah, you. You're smiling, that look in your eyes. I'm dancing on the clouds, drifting by. I'm going crazy, I'm so confused. And then you kissed me, that's when I knew. Oh yeah, I'm falling for you. I'm not denying I'm dropping like a rock. Kinda feels like flying, and I don't want it to stop. The things you do to my heart with just the magic of who you are. The birds are singing, my heart is too. Nothing but air under my shoes. I'm falling, yes, I'm falling for you. Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
Yeah.
Very nice, Marty.
Good job.
Awesome, Marty. I can't believe we were probably virtually neighbors for so long, and I never got to hear you play until we had this pandemic, and I moved all the way to a different part of California.
That's funny. That is funny.
Opportunity is kind of funny that way, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
So I'm going to show everybody in YouTube land the list of performers that we have coming up. And I'm working really hard to type into that list where everybody is from, only I didn't finish typing the entire thing. So here we go. I promise you I will fill it in as we go along. So just so you'll see, we do have people from all over the place. We've had people from Milpitas, San Jose, Saratoga, California, Morgan Hill, Lomond, California. Our next performer is Mike Tatarakis from San Jose, and then we're going to start going across the country to Wyoming and Washington and Dallas and Connecticut and so on. So
Yeah, so let me ask Marty a few things and
yes,
catch up.
now it's time
Yeah.
to ask Marty a few things.
Matt,
Thank you
Marty
for
is on the
reminding
hot
me.
seat now. Hey, and speaking of hot seat,
Where'd you go, Pete?
glad-
Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm glad that you survived the fires and are surviving COVID and like the rest of us and just dealing with that. So Yeah, how would you describe typically the music that you create? How would you describe that?
Wow. God's gift. I'll go with that. I create all different kinds of genres. If you listen to, I've got 2 albums out and an EP. So, and I go everywhere from 50s rock and roll. I have a pop anthem. I've got swing. I do a lot of finger picking stuff as well too. So yeah,
exactly, and that's what I was trying to get at, Marty. I mean, I've known you for a number of years, and your style is just so cross, as David Crosby would say, it kind of cross pollinates across the different genres, and you do them all so well and technically, and it's a pleasure to hear the different things that come from you, and you do have a couple of CDs or a couple of.
I've got 3. I've got an EP called Amazing Love. I have a full album called One More Moment, and I have another album called Beyond the Fire. And those are on my website, and they're available. Take a look at them.
Okay, that's great. And everyone else, if you have something that you want people to kind of target to, be sure to mention that in your set. Okay. And Marty, thank you so much. It was great seeing you virtually, and we'll get together soon sometime and maybe grab CR from across the country. And
that would be so cool. That would be so cool. Good. Thank you, Pete, for inviting me too.
Hey, absolutely. I could not invite you, man. Anyway. Okay, Daphne, who's up next?
Thank you, Pete, for reminding me what we're doing today.
Okay. Hey,
Great.
We're all on the same side, right?
Yeah, and it takes a village. I always like to say that. It takes a village to remind the village idiot what to do, right?
No. Hey, you calling me an idiot?
No,
hey, what are you saying?
me. I needed reminding. Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
Well, Marty, that was sweet indeed. Thank you so much. And I'm going to complete the list of where everybody's from and show that again. But before that, let's get to some more music. And let's hear Mike T., who is from San Jose, California. Mike, I'm going to spotlight you, and you can take it away.
All right. Can you hear? I should be unmuted. I don't know. Host has spotlight.
You're unmuted. You're
okay.
fine.
I just had this big banner in the middle of my face. I was wondering whether everybody else could see it.
Oh, no. Your face looks really nice to me.
Well, welcome. Open Mic America, and thank all that put this together. I write songs in a number of different genres, and I have a collaborator. That's my daughter. But this particular song was written for my wife. It'll be 40 years in August, and I ask her every day the question that is obviously the title of this song. Tell me why, tell me why we have a love that never dies. You are the one for me, and I for you, so tell me why. Don't be shy, tell me why. I'm not the other guy. You are the one for me, and I for you, so tell me why. When heaven sends an angel to adore you, embrace the many wondrous things. All at once, I feel those mountains move. My heart begins to sing. Feel the breezes passing by. Reach up and touch the sky. Embrace me in the morning, just you and I, and tell me why. When heaven sends an angel to adore you, embrace the many wondrous things. All at once, I feel those mountains move. My heart begins to sing. Feel the breezes passing by. reach up and touch the sky. Embrace me in the morning, just you and I, and tell me why. Tell me, propel me, hold me, compel me, and tell me why. Tell me, propel me, hold me, compel me, and tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Sweet. Obviously, that'll come pretty obvious after that one. So again, one of my collaborators is my daughter. She's actually the poet in the family. So the question about what comes first is, a lot of times the words come first from my daughter. So this is a song written by Kelly and then arranged by me, and I better put it in the right key. Different genre. This is called Gambling Guitar. Someday I'm a Superman, standing strong. The times I feel I don't belong. That's the way of things, doing fine. Put it all behind me, rain or shine. Traveling down that dusty road, singing stories for my pay, looking for the path ahead, sunrise a new day. I'll keep on walking, 'cause I'm going far, just singing to my gambling guitar. Every breezy bus stop, every smoky bar, reaching for that distant shore, a rising star. Sing me a love song, no ballads of the heart. I'm moving forward, brand new start. Wind or weather, night or day, it's not hard to go my own way. I'll keep on walking, 'cause I'm going far, just singing to my gambling guitar. Every breezy bus stop, every smoky bar, reaching for that distant shore, that guiding star. There you go.
Great tune.
Bravo. How cool to have a father-daughter team. Anyway, Pete, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. That's one of the questions is, who do you like to collaborate with? I think. Do we already know the answer to that question, Mike?
Yeah, because she can actually write poetry, so that's good.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Somebody that can write some lyrics. Well, great. So we can't see your guitar, but where'd you get it? What is it?
Well, this guitar is a custom-made guitar. It's by a luthier named Hillman in Taiwan. And this particular guitar is Hillman serial number 1. Mm-hmm. So after he finished his apprenticeship, he built this guitar for me.
Nice. And is do you have others from him too, or is that?
Well, I don't personally have one, but I have one on order for my son. My son just finished his PhD program and should be a doctor by the end of the month.
Wow.
Hey, hooray! And so I ordered a guitar for him. It's a triple. Well, I guess it's an OM 28 is the actual style.
Great. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the songs you did?
The thing that's interesting about the collaboration is I'm dealing with a poet, and changing words in somebody's poem is, let's say, it's sort of like trotting through a minefield with no knowledge of where anything might be. So it's taken a long time of collaboration to get to the point where I can actually, like this song, for instance, I added a bridge, which isn't hers. So, that collaboration has taken a long time, but now it's working out really good. And she just recently sent me a poem after me complaining about not getting anything for months and months and months. And then 3 days after she sent it to me, she said, "So what's the song sound like?" So that's kind of where we are in the relationship now,
Oh.
Get to it.
So what does the song sound like?
Nothing yet, because I haven't worked out the the melody. I'm not that good a writer, and I'm not that prolific when it comes to melodies. So it takes me a while to work it out.
Yeah, that it does take a while to create. Well, thank you so much, Mike. Thanks for sharing, and we'll see you somewhere else down the line.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you all for putting this on. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Mike. And just for all of you out there in YouTube land, a reminder, these are all original songs that you're hearing. You are hearing the songs that the people are singing, wrote all by themselves, and that's really special. Or in this case, with their daughter, which is even more special. So we're glad you're tuning into this.
Daphna's kind of
Special appreciation for that. So next we're going to have John Sidle from Jackson, Wyoming, followed by Jane from Olympia, Washington, followed by Dave Farpelha from Dallas, Texas. So we're going to go to Wyoming to John Sidle. Going to spotlight you, John, and take it away.
Well, most of you know that I'm up here in Jackson, Wyoming. And so I'm interested in cowboy songs and Western songs. A bunch of years ago, I was heading down to the Pinedale area, which is about 60 miles south of Jackson Hole, just to take a little scenic drive. And as we were driving up the road toward the Green River Lakes up past the town of Cora, it was getting kind of dark. Temperature was dropping, and the clouds were rolling in. And as we drove up the road toward the Green River Lakes, where the government has a lot of feeding allotments for cattle, most of the summertime, the cattle spend all the way up feeding on green grass, government grass. When it comes fall, it's about time for them to head back down. As we came around a curve, we saw a small bunch of cattle, probably 30 or 40 cattle heading all the way down. We expected to see some drovers moving them back down toward the valley, but there was nobody up there, just them cows. When I mentioned this to my friend Dorothy down in Pinedale, she said, "Well, shucks. Those cattle know when it's time to come down. It's bred in their bones. Around here, we call that the drift." And I said, "Well, my gosh, that's got to be a song." All summer long, they've been up there alone, through the sagebrush and the coulees, calling their songs to the peaks and skies up above. Now the clouds are lowering and scudding along. and the gray snow a-blowin' is changing their songs to the deep, urgent lowing for home. So it's down along the New Fork and down the Big Green, from Roaring Fork to Willow Creek, the canyons in between. They trace the long pathway to home. Well, it's a deep, restless feeling that's bred in their bones when the aspen leaves fly and the winter winds moan. The doggies set out on the drift. When the gates of the home corral beckoned them down from the summertime rambles in fields above town, and the frosty in the morning it covers the ground, the doggies set out on the drift. Well, it's drifting on down to the valleys below and a racing ahead of the fast falling snow on the edge of the winter's first gale. Well, it's mamas with doggies dogging their tails, and they're reaching the end of their well-trodden trails down the driftway that leads them to home. When the gates of the home corral beckon them down from the summertime rambles in fields above town, there's clean hay and cool water with a herd bunched all around, just waiting there at the end of the drift. Now for years I've been wrangling, just roaming this land, from the banks of the Brazos up to old Montana. Just me and my old buckskin mare. And I wonder at times, as on the prairie I'm roaming, does my sweetheart still think of me back in Wyoming, where the Green River Seed Skiddy flows? When the gates of the home corral beckon you down from your summertime rambles in fields above town, and the bright hearth of home gathers friends all around, it's time to set out on the drift. When the bright hearth of home gathers friends all around, it's time to set out on your drift. Thank you.
Whoa.
That's all I have.
Very nice, John.
Excellent. Thank you.
Don, that was
Thank
wonderful.
you.
So you like to leave us wanting more, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not much of a songwriter. I only have a couple of songs. And so I'm hoping that this session may spur me to actually sit down and write some more songs.
Oh, awesome. I'm going to let you talk to Pete about that.
All right.
Okay.
So, John, so that guitar that you were playing, did you write that song on that guitar, or do you have a guitar you go to write the songs that you've written so far?
Oh, let's see. No, that's about 15 years old, and not on this guitar, but this guitar is my favorite one right now. And I must tell you, it's a Martin HD 28 Sing Out, and it's this particular model, which is a limited edition, is signed inside by Pete Seeger, which and
Very nice.
it's my all-time favorite.
That's great. So you want to do some more songwriting, huh?
Yep.
You want to take that in. So where do you think you want to start?
I've got ideas from, I want to write sort of historical songs. Summer before last, I drove around a lot, did some camping around Wyoming, and went up to some really remote campsites and got some wonderful ideas for songs. And so they're sort of scribbled out somewhere, and I just need to sit down and flesh them out and put some music to them.
Well, that's great. That's great. Looking forward to your next batch of songs.
Okay.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Pete.
All right, Daphne, who do we have next?
Yay. Oh, well, next we have another person I have never met before, and she is from Olympia, Washington, I believe. Yes?
Yes.
That is Jane. Jane, do you go by your last name when you perform also, or just your first name?
Oh, both. It doesn't.
Jane Canfield from Olympia, Washington. And here I'm going to spotlight you, Jane, and you can take it away for us. I see you have a piano in front of you.
Yes, I do.
Cool. Okay, you're on, Jane.
Well, thank you, Daphne, and thank you everyone who has made this happen. It is wonderful to be here with you on this first Open Mic America. I'm very honored, and thank you so much to everyone again who has worked so hard on it. My first song is going to be Rain in the Desert, which I began writing during a family road trip through Arizona almost 20 years ago. At the time, it was a song of gratitude to my family, and later it expanded to just a lot of wonderful people, including people during this pandemic who've been there for us, and people who lighten our hearts. And I think the open mic on Zoom is a great way to open hearts and lighten up things. So thank you so much. Here's Rain in the Desert. Have you ever felt Arizona at 120 degrees in the desert without water? You could die from the heat. But it's wonderful when the weather turns. Everything has changed. The sky lights up the waterfalls, and a dying heart is saved. You're like rain in the desert, beautiful rain. A cloud that opens wide fills my empty sky, 'cause I'm coming out of a long, hard drought. You're like rain in the desert to me. Yes, my world was so dry, just a dead, barren land. You made it come alive, like blossoms in the sand. And suddenly it's all shining hues, and a rainbow too. Yes, I'm feeling those colors, and it's all because of you. My rain in the desert, beautiful rain. A cloud that opens wide fills my empty sky. I'm coming out of a long, hard drought. You're like rain in the desert to me. You are just what I need. Pour down on me. Rain, beautiful rain. A cloud that opens wide fills my empty sky.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Very, very
Oh
nice.
my gosh. You have another one, right?
Well, yes. I'm
Good.
a little deer in the headlights. I haven't practiced it. I wasn't expecting to, but I would like to do another one.
Okay, then. So I'm going to spotlight you again. Take a breath, gather yourself, and wow us again. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much. And it's such a privilege to be here. And thank you so much for inviting me and all the work you've done. The next song I'm going to be singing is called A Wish Prayer. I wrote it in 2004 during the Iraq War. And it actually goes back to the Vietnam era. The song starts with a family around a table where they're celebrating a 15-year-old's birthday. And the brother's in Vietnam. And it's from the viewpoint of this 15-year-old who then gets older. And it was written during the war in Iraq, actually now some people are saying update it to Afghanistan, and I'm not sure how to do that, but here's A Wish, a Prayer, the original version, almost the original version. 15 candles, Vietnam. What on earth is going on? Even though it's my birthday, I can't really celebrate. At our table is an empty chair. My big brother should be there. Dad says he'll be coming home. Close my eyes and blow and make a wish that becomes a prayer for my brother out there somewhere. Heart be strong, be safe from harm. I make a wish, I say a prayer. Vietnam has come and gone, but the fighting still goes on and on. Seems after all these birthdays, war would finally go away. But we've got empty chairs again. Will the heartache ever end? As we long for peaceful years, we blow the candles through our tears, make a wish that becomes a prayer for soldiers out there somewhere. Hearts be strong, be safe from harm. Make a wish, say a prayer. One small candle burning bright, I see the future in a precious child. All too soon you'll be 15. What kind of world will it be? Make a wish, say a prayer for every child, everywhere. Hearts be strong, be safe from harm. Make a wish, say a prayer.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful.
Very powerful.
Jane, I'm so glad you sang that. Pete, talk to this woman. Yes.
No, I don't want to. Oh, Jane. God, it's so good to see you. It's been, God, over a year, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
Pete invited me here. So Pete actually told me about it, and then I got invited. So thank you, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, it's great. I'm so glad you did both songs and good. It's great. So, gosh, what have you been up to over the past year?
Well, it started last March. Our children had moved in with us. Our son John and his wife Claire moved in because their house was being renovated, and the construction was just crazy with the pandemic. And then our dear Claire was threatened with COVID because of a coworker. So we fled to my baby brother's house in Olympia in Shelton. That is a vacation house, and we stayed there till June. So that we didn't have to worry about giving each other COVID. So that's what we did until June, and then we came home.
Well, good. Have you been writing much, or?
Yeah, I write a lot.
Well, good. Yeah, that's great. I haven't been able to spark that, but so who, if there's anybody that you could collaborate with, who maybe famous, infamous, not famous, anybody come to
Leonard
mind?
Cohen, who is not with us anymore. So Bob Dylan, those are just very loved. I mean, Joni Mitchell, just the greats.
Yeah, that's a trifecta right there. Those three, holy smokes.
Yeah,
that's they're wonderful. My gosh.
But I have a very long list.
Okay, it doesn't stop there, huh?
There's the top three, yeah.
The top three. Well, good. Well, Jane, it was great to hear you and see you, and looking forward to the next, whatever next you're doing and the next songs you're writing and performing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Daphne, who do we have?
Well, before we talk about who we have, I want to remind everybody that if you want to hear more of some of the performers that are here, the website will, if it doesn't now, it will, we're in our nascence, as soon as possible, have everyone's name and then a link to any kind of videos or audios or websites that they give us, so that people can find you after they hear you here, and that will be really nice. So everybody here and everybody out there, look for it. Also, there will be a recording of this particular session up on the YouTube channel just for a little bit, so anybody who wants to hear a song again can listen until the next session. So, okay, well, with that, let's continue to our next performer. We only have 5 more left. And we're going to continue to travel around the United States. We're going to Dallas, Texas for Dave Farpelha. So Dave, I'm going to spotlight you, and you're on.
Much to everyone's chagrin. Wow. No pressure following Jane. By the way, Jane, I was thinking your last song could have been written by David Foster. I mean, that was really beautiful stuff. I feel like a rookie with this crew. This whole group of people tonight has been pretty awesome. Anyway, I've got 2 songs, and you'll kind of catch on the themes in general as you start hearing them. But anyway, this first one is called Foolish, Hopeful Heart. Feel so silly writing love songs, laying bare my foolish, hopeful heart, and singing about a love that never seems to happen. It's just tearing me apart.
Each night I try to go to sleep, but instead I lay and I think, why has love gone so wrong for me? It's a real wonder I don't drink. Every morning as I start my day, I just lay awake in bed. And as my thoughts turn to her, I pray, God, don't let this love I feel be only in my head. All day long I spend the hours fighting back my darkest fear, that I'll have to go through my life alone instead of holding her love near. I feel so silly writing love songs, laying bare my foolish, hopeful heart, and singing about a love that never seems to happen. It's just tearing me apart. It's just so silly writing love songs from my foolish, hopeful heart.
Nice, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Bravo, Dave. So you're going to get your piano now, right?
I'm gonna get my piano.
Okay.
It'll just take a second.
We have all these multi-instrumentalists in our group today. That's great.
After Jane and Robert, we'll see if my piano is even close. Jane is pretty
Okay,
amazing.
so I'm going to spotlight you again, Dave.
Okay.
Here we go. There you are.
This song, I hear it clicking. Is that me or is that everybody hearing it?
It's you, but
Okay.
it comes and goes.
Okay. This song is called My Favorite Song. I've heard a lot of songs, even written a few, but as I sit here and think, my favorite song ever written is you. I love the line about your blue eyes, how your soft hair falls, how I get lost in your laugh. To me that says it all. I've always loved the major lift followed by the minor fall, and hearing how Bobby sang the blues. But still my favorite song is you.
And I've been led to the river, holding Suzanne's hand, and tried to picture the red light and dress in that song about Roxanne. And I turn up the volume, sing along and play guitar with Bruno Mars and Goo Goo Dolls. But you're my favorite song by far. I love the line about your blue eyes and how your soft hair falls, how I get lost in your laugh. To me that says it all. I've always loved the major lift followed by the minor fall, and hearing how Bobby sang the blues. But still my favorite song is you. My favorite song ever written is you.
There you go.
Bravo, Dave.
Nice, Dave.
Really sweet,
Nice.
Dave. That was sweet. Piano sounded nice.
So, Dave, tell us about those songs. Inspiration, kind of what spurred them on.
I can. That one, clearly they're both about women, or at least relationships. This one was about a year old, but it's kind of funny how it tends to stay fresh in my brain. I guess some of the songs I write apply later on. The first one is fairly new, and all I can say about that is single people on Valentine's Day shouldn't spend 2 hours in the morning listening to old Hank Williams Sr. and Lefty Frizzell songs. They aren't the most upbeat, but you know, hey, the song came out of my head after listening to those guys for a couple hours, and kind of sticks to the theme, I guess. It tends to be what I write about. So.
Good.
Relationships and such, right? So, yeah.
Good deal. So what's the best musical advice you've ever been given?
The best musical advice. As opposed to like one phrase where somebody said do this, I've been playing this thing my whole life, but guitar-wise, about 4 years ago, I picked that thing up and started playing with a group of people, and I wanted to learn not just strumming chords, but how to play, lead, and so I learned a few scales, and every Sunday night we all got together, and I told this guy that sat next to me, this older guy, Jake, he'd been doing this stuff for a long time, like a lot of these folks been playing music their whole life, and I said, tell me when I screw up, right? I mean, I knew this, am I stepping on the vocalist? Am I stepping on this other instrument? And he was, his approach wasn't the subtlest, but I didn't care because, people will go, oh, he's being mean to you. I go, he's not being mean to me. He's doing what I asked him to do, right? And after a few months, and it was, he didn't have as much to say anymore, right? And it was, just about, I guess in general, and when you're playing in a group, paying attention to what everybody else is doing, where they're at, where they're playing within a song, where their emphasis is, where yours needs to be. and that was the most fun I ever had, was sitting down jamming with these people for about 2 years until COVID hit. And then, of course, that part went away, but the
That's
live
great.
jamming, yeah.
That's great. So that was a band you were in or just jamming with?
Not a band. It was a neighborhood thing. People got together, and we had guitars and saxophones and mandolins and cellos and violins, and everybody. I mean, there was a pretty versatile group of musicians that had been getting together for a couple of years, and they posted a thing on not Facebook, on neighborhood. It's a Facebook thing. Where your local neighborhoods are, like North Side, San Jose North, that kind of stuff. And so I messaged him, and he said, "Yeah, we play at my house on Sundays. If you're welcome to come by and check it out." So
cool, yeah.
I've never played with people before ever, so it was a pretty cool thing. So
live jams. You're teasing us now, David.
Much less in front of people. I'd never played in front of anybody up until that point, so it was pretty cool. So.
Well, good. Well, thanks so much for sharing and being part of this. And gosh, who do we have up next, Daphne?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Dave. We have next someone from Riverside, Connecticut, all the way across the other side of the country, as far as I'm concerned. His name is Nick Carter. It looks like he's ready to go. So, Nick, you are spotlighted, if that's a verb, maybe spotlit, I don't know. And
Great.
Take it away.
Thank you, Daphne, and Pete, and Capo Dave for making this whole thing possible. It's nice to be a part of the inaugural Open Mic America. This is about, I guess what you'd say, an independent woman who likes to dance. Music coaxed her off the street. She's always got a dance floor beneath her feet. She might take you by the hand, but only 'cause she loves the band. You'll want her lipstick closed, but she's two-step trouble in a straight up nose. Just bow when she lifts her glass and puts it down and dances past. She's an old-fashioned girl on the dance floor alone. The men drinking every move, they all wanna take her home. She's risky and bitters with a twist and a sugar smile on Friday night. She dips a finger, gives her eyes a swirl. She's an old-fashioned girl. She slaps her hand down on my stool. Been so long since I've seen you. Here's to another chance. She's got me drinking to a second dance. She's a gypsy in amber light. She takes me back to high school nights. Wry smiles and then a kiss, a cup of comfort to our lips. She's an old-fashioned girl. She's on the dance floor alone. All the men drinking every move, they all wanna take her home. She's whiskey and bitters with a twist and a sugar smile on Friday night. She dips a finger, gives her eyes a swirl. She's an old-fashioned girl. The mix will hit you hard if you're not careful. She goes straight to my head, but I can't let her. She's an old-fashioned girl on the dance floor alone. All the men drinking every move, they all want to take her home. She's whiskey and bitters with a twist and a sugar smile on Friday night. Give the eyes a swirl. She's an old-fashioned girl. She's an old-fashioned girl on the dance floor alone. The men drinking every move, they all want to take her home. She's whiskey and bitters with a twist and a sugar smile on Friday night. She's an old-fashioned girl.
Bravo!
Nice. Yeah.
You had us dancing, Nick. Okay, next one, right?
Sure, we got another one there.
Oh yeah, here we go.
A little different picture. It's about another person, though, kind of, whose world is the diner and a lot of waiting. Sunrise and she's working at the diner, place in town that never turns out the lights. For the couple in the corner booth, on their first date with the truth, she pours the coffee that gets them through the night. In a lunch kind of world, there's 6 booze and a jukebox that plays you a daydream for a dime. Come in for homemade pie or a good old-fashioned cry. For coffee or confession, she's got time. She's a hometown girl, and the diner is the place. She hears every prayer offered up. And if it's company you crave or the special of the day, either way, she'll pour comfort in your cup. Now she keeps a weathered picture of a blue dress and corsage. She's dancing in his arms at senior prom. Back then they talked all night. They made a promise at first light over breakfast in this diner at dawn. Now it's 10 years to the day since graduation, the day he said he'd never let her down. Classmates voted them most likely, but then life got in the way, and that boy voted for the road straight out of town. But she's a hometown girl, and the diner is the place. She hears every hungry prayer offered up. And the one she wants to say, well, she'll say out loud someday. But until then, she'll pour comfort in your cup. Just let her pour some comfort in your cup. Now she freshens her makeup in the mirror on the wall and rubber bands her hair back into place. It's Friday again, and that's when she said he'd call. And so lipstick traces hope back on her face. But she's a hometown girl, and the diner is the place. And she'll be waiting whenever you show up. And if you're running late, she'll save you a place just to pour some comfort in your cup. Well, it's sunrise and she's working at the diner, the place in town that never turns out the lights.
Wow, I like
Yeah.
that. Really nice.
Oh.
Nick, I love that song. Remember the first time I heard it? Must have been, gosh, ages ago.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, God, that was it's just a wonderfully crafted song.
Thank you.
So what? I guess we can all access that on any of the services or your website.
No, absolutely. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it's on an album. It's also available on our website, Nick Carter's Music, and that's S without apostrophe, nickcartersmusic.com, and you can find it there.
Okay.
Called Comfort in Your Cup. And it's also on an album called Lost Weekend. that I produced about 5 years ago, and it's been out for a while now. And there's several other good songs on there too, I think. But "Comfort in Your Cup" was born after I visited a diner here in the Connecticut area, actually. But yes, it's out there and available online.
Yeah, it's such a great song. I think it was anyway. So what do you have coming up next?
Well, the first song you heard is called "Old Fashioned Girl," and it's part of the new project I'm working on, it's an album that would have been out but for COVID, of course. Classic story. But I'm now in the throes of wrapping this song. "Old Fashioned Girl" was a COVID vintage song. And there's several others that are now in the works. Several of them are done. They've been sort of recorded. They're in the can in Nashville in a project with some great folks I'm working with down there. That album, with some luck, will be out, maybe during third quarter. We'll have to push for that. It'll take a lot of work to do it, but with things changing out in the market and COVID, maybe there's hope to get it done by then. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, that's great, Nick. So how has the internet affected or impacted your life, I guess, during these times, since we're all on Zoom right now?
Well, it's strange. It makes it interesting in that it makes certain folks, hopefully, more available more quickly because distances are bridged quickly, and that's a great thing. It does, however, it begs the question. You miss personal contact. I think there's something to be said about being live with people, or playing live, being in a room live, and all of that, and seeing friends more often. But at least the internet brings hearts together, if you will, faces and hearts and smiles together, so people can stay in touch. And of course, it would have been a heck of a commute to West Coast for me to make this gig tonight. So,
well, would have welcomed you. So, tell us about your guitar.
Oh, this is actually built by a boutique luthier named I think his name is George Kraut, and it's heavy wood in the back and a Italian spruce top and all that, but it's a real pleasure to play. It took a while to find it. It's a kind of a gift from my wife Sue to me about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, and I'm very, very lucky to have it. Very lucky to have her in the family, so to speak.
And where is that luthier located?
You know what? His name is George Kraut, and if you hadn't asked, I could have told you, but it's Kraut. I found him through a wonderful boutique not that you're looking for other information, but I'm happy to share. It's up in Rhinebeck, New York, and it's called CR Guitars. They're a dealer for this maker. Very informed people, and this is a very dependable maker, since you're asking.
Oh, great. Well, thanks so much, Nick. And thank you so much for joining us on this session. And everybody, there will be links to all your music on the Open Mic America website. Be sure to keep us informed on the links, and we'll put them in there as soon as we get them.
Thanks
anyhow
so much.
Thank you, Nick. Who's next, Daphne? Your turn.
Well, by the way, something that you were talking about, playing across the miles and not seeing your audience, I know that for everybody and for people who are watching, it's really very hard for a performer to play without being able to see their audience in the eyes watching back at them. You don't have that kind of synergy and that kind of feedback that musicians look for. And it's not like playing alone in your bedroom either, because you know that people are watching you. So it puts everybody in a very interesting new kind of place. And I think you're all champs for playing so well through that. So thank you. And so next we are going to Vancouver, Washington to hear Siena Christie. And Siena, you were the first one who signed up on our website. So ding, ding, ding. You get the prize. And I'm spotlighting you. You can take it away.
Thank you, Daphna. Thank you, everyone. And thanks to Capo Dave for inviting me. As soon as he invited me, I signed up. Yes, I am from Vancouver, Washington, and I have one song tonight. It's a song I wrote recently in the midst of quarantine. It's called Train House. It's a true story about a dream I had. I dream that my house is a train running away with me inside it. Mornings and sunsets go by, hey, where are we going? I dream that I'm putting on clothes, brushing my teeth, going to work. Then I wake up and I'm naked and I'm falling. Hey, where are we going? I must have bought the wrong ticket. Will I break my head if I jump through the exit door? Can I take this monkey wrench and throw it back? 'Cause I don't want to ride this train house anymore. No, I don't want to ride this train house anymore. I wish I knew how to make something out of the nothing inside me. Turn on the evening noise, hey, where are we going? I rest my head on a painted pillow that says to live, laugh, love. I fell in love with life, my heart is broken. Hey, where are we going? I must have bought the wrong ticket. Will I break my head if I jump through the exit door? Can I take this monkey wrench and throw it back? 'Cause I don't want to ride this train house anymore. No, I don't want to ride this train house anymore. Forehead on the window, the houses all start to run. And I know in my broken heart I'm one of the lucky ones. I dream that my house is a train running away with me inside it. Mornings and sunsets go by, hey, where are we going? I must have bought the wrong ticket. Will I lose my mind if I stay inside my door? Can I take this monkey wrench and turn myself around? 'Cause I don't want to ride this train house anymore. No, I don't want to ride this train house anymore. No, I don't want to ride this train house anymore. Thank you.
Really nice lyrics.
That was lovely.
Really beautiful.
Oh,
That was totally charming. Oh.
That was fabulous, Siena. The song and your voice, just the synergy of all that. That was just incredible. So, tell us a little about about that song and others that you may have that you're keeping from us at arm's length, but because that was a wonderful song.
Thank you. Will do. Honestly, I've heard some other folks tonight who played really wonderful songs acknowledge that it's really hard for us songwriters to come up with stuff to write about during COVID and quarantine. And when I finally allowed myself to write about how I was really feeling, I thought, wow, I sound so self-pitying. I mean, I'm just lonely, and yet I know that I'm one of the lucky ones. So I decided to write a song about that. And honestly, since I've been able to do that, I've been able to process the isolation, the depression, the loneliness that I've really been feeling, and that a lot of people I know have been feeling. I'm going to be releasing a 7-song EP of songs that I've written during this time about kind of my honest feelings about how tough this is for everyone. Some of them are from my perspective, some are not. And so I will share a link to my Bandcamp when it comes out. I'm hoping to release it by the end of this month. Yeah, thank you for asking. Songwriting is so helpful to all of us, I think.
Well, I for one look forward to hearing the rest of that EP, because that was, if that's just a sample, I want to hear the whole thing.
Thanks.
So thank you so much for sharing, and anything else you'd like to tell us about your journey? Is music your career, or is it?
That's a wonderful question. Thanks. So music was going to be my career this year. I'm a music teacher, and I took a leave of absence last February 2020. I asked for a leave of absence because I was starting to get gigs, festivals, all kinds of exciting things in my life. And I was like, I need to take some time off my regular 9 to 5 to be a full-time musician, which has always been my dream. That was February.
Oh.
When COVID hit, obviously everything got canceled. And I have been trying to figure out what professional music looks like for someone like me as of now, who is not really like established or anything. Like I'm pretty new on the scene. So I've been very fortunate to find, Zoom events like this. Artichoke Music in Portland, which is close to where I live, has some wonderful songwriting classes that I've attended. So there's ways that we make do however we can, but I'm hoping to keep pursuing this as things open up, and as long as I can do so safely. So
absolutely. Well, we're all looking forward to that day, and thank you so much for sharing. It was wonder. It was wow. What can I say?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
So Siena, you proved to everybody here and out there that sticking around the whole time is definitely worthwhile, because you never know what kind of a gem you're going to discover right at the end of a show or towards the end of it. So thank you. That was just beautiful. And I hope to hear you again somewhere, sometime, when everything is normal again, and even before that. So thank you. And we only have 2 more performers left tonight. It's so much fun. It's almost sad that it's almost over. We have from Warren, Oregon, we have Jim Pryts. So Jim, I'm going to spotlight you.
Hello.
You're on.
I'm actually from Fairview. Surprise.
Oops, somebody else was from Warren, maybe? I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. No problem. I'm going to tell you a story. If anybody's ever been to the island of Kauai, there's a series of 7 one-lane bridges at the end between the towns of Hanalei and Waimea Bay. You go up the Kuhio Highway, Route 56, from Kapa'a, and if it's raining hard, you know you're going to run into some wet spots at the base of Waialeale, the wettest spot on Earth. Kuhio Highway in a rainstorm, never seen rain like this before. Kapa'a town, she's real slowed down, and 56, hey, northbound. Slow down, boy, in the driving rain. It's their turn, you gotta let 'em go. Slow down, boy, just a tall delay on the one-lane bridges of Hanalei. Rain so hard and wind so high, Nene sleep beneath the sky. Can't be still miles away, and the need to get to Waimea Bay. Slow down, boy, in the driving rain. It's their turn, you gotta let 'em go. Slow down, boys, just a small delay on the one-lane bridges of Hanalei. Chickens scratch by the side of the road. Hens all go where the rooster crows. Cars slow down around the bend. Everybody stop, the road is flooded again. Slow down, boy, in the driving rain. It's their turn, you gotta let 'em go. Slow down, boys, just a small delay on the one-lane bridges of Olympia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bridges that you got to cross. The rain is coming sideways down. We're hanging loose in Honolulu town. Slow down, boy, in the driving rain. It's their turn, you gotta let 'em go. Slow down, boys, just a small delay on the one-lane bridges of Olympia. Slow down, boy, in the driving rain. It's your turn, they got to let you go, yes. Slow down, boy, just a small delay on the one-lane bridges of Olympia.
Wow.
If you ever been to Honolulu, you gotta go down to the end to Bali High District and deal with the bridges. They're just incredible.
Oh my gosh, that was delightful. You have another one, right?
I do.
Okay, I'm so glad. Here we go.
Well, this is kind of like my Kauai suite because when my wife and I went to the, before we retired and we knew we were going to be absolutely dirt poor, we said, how can we blow 15 grand? And so we went to Kauai. And I bought Lilia there too. And I've been having a lot of fun with her. I'm primarily a guitar player, but I figured I might see a few guitars tonight, so I figured I'd change it up a little bit. And this one, somebody did a song about rain. I think Jane, Rain in Arizona. She got me thinking about it. I figured I'd do this one. This is an instrumental. It's called Warm Rain on Waimea Bay. the last drop.
Brought me back to Hawaii.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, Pete, you have a lot to ask Jim.
oh gosh, that was beautiful, Jim.
But thank
So,
you. This
gosh.
is Lilia, by the way. She likes to be introduced.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, tell us about the ukulele.
Well, this is a kamaka, and it's a 100-year commemorative version, and it was the last one of the last two built in 2016. But it cost me. I had to really talk hard to get this. You know, my wife had to give me permission, and I made sure she gave me permission. I just cried a lot. You know, I gotta have this thing. You know.
So those were teardrops, not raindrops.
Those were teardrops. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Is there factory on Honolulu, or is
the factory's on Honolulu? I got it in Scotty's Music in Lahui, on the island of Kauai.
Yeah, I'm familiar with their facility.
Oh, super.
Yeah, that's great. They make some, as you know, fabulous ukuleles.
Really nice ukuleles. Yeah.
Yeah. So what tell us about the songs that you wrote? What prompted that you're writing them, your style?
I don't write you betcha. I don't write a lot of songs. It's very difficult for me because I spend the first month of writing a song eliminating all the cliches, trying to anyway. And I don't write a lot of songs. I probably have 30 songs in my entire life, and I've been playing guitar for about 62 years. But the way I wrote these songs is we rediscovered the bridges. I forgot about them. We went in '95, and I thought, wow, this is cool. Look at these bridges, and there's a whole etiquette that you take to cross the bridge. If you try to cross the bridge before the 3/4-ton pickup with the two dogs and the guy with the knife, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So you have to learn the etiquette. And you get flipped off a few times, and then you know your way around the island, you know. And but anyway, I started thinking about that. I said, I've never heard a song about the 7 one-lane bridges, and it just seemed like such a natural for a song that I went ahead and wrote it. And I actually got a hold of a fellow who worked at Hawaii Calling Radio, and it was on the air for about a month before they changed formats. And so I enjoyed that. Didn't get paid any money, but it was a public station. So, but that's the way I just wrote that based on the way I felt about the bridges, and tried to keep it simple and write it fast so I doesn't get polluted with something that doesn't belong there. But the other one, I was sitting on the beach, and we went in autumn, and rain in Hawaii happens as much as the sun does. And in autumn, it happens a lot more than that. And I was sitting on the beach, and you don't try to get dried off because you know you're going to be wet in a half an hour, and then you dry again. But I was sitting on the beach, and I felt the raindrops starting to hit my knee, and then they start hitting the rest of my body, and that's the way I got with that. The way the rain starts, and you're aware of it, and so it stuck with me. And when I got home, I wrote that tune.
That's incredible. Yeah, the composition and your technique on the ukulele is just, what a great marriage.
Thank you.
It was just an absolute pleasure to listen to you, and I'm looking forward to more. You say you have 60 songs. I want to hear all of them.
Oh no, I've got 30. I've got 30 songs.
Oh,
Some of them are impossible to sing live. You know how you record. I'm going to add this synth. I'm going to add that synth.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to do that, and then you find out that you can't perform it live because it doesn't. The rhythm guitar part doesn't hold up by itself. You know.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
It was this whole night has been an immense pleasure, and we still have another performer, Daphne.
You betcha. And thank you folks for inviting me, and I'll be back if you'll have me.
Thank you, Jim. That's
You
a
betcha.
treat. That's a treat. So we are coming to the very end of this first Open Mic America. And we are going to hear Stef Fraser come full circle back to San Jose, California. And after that, perhaps our recluse of a founder might make an appearance just at the end to say hello to everybody. But for now, we are going to, I unmuted you. Sorry about that. And there you are. Take it away after all the 14 opening acts. Stef Fraser.
Well, thank you. It's always fun to go last. But it's an honor to be here at this inaugural session of the, well, I'll be interested to hear if you're calling it the OMA or the OMA. So let's talk about that a little bit later. OMA is a German word for grandmother. It's like the grandmother of all open mics. I'm going to do two songs. First one's sort of a love song. I'm an old softie at heart. You asked for a song. I've got one to share. Paper and pen here before I fly. Your tender embrace over long silent evenings is all that I had to remember you by. I go by the sound of the name that you gave me. It lends me more hope than you'll ever know. Forgive me, my love, for closing the door on you. When I lose control of the senses below, I ask myself how things could have been different. I tell myself that I was too young to care. The wisdom of age, the ponderous musings. Regret comes too late, and there's no time to spare. I go by the sound of the words that you whispered. It lends me more hope than I can explain. Forgive me, my love, for choosing a detour. When I lose control and give you my pain, I'd like to think that we'll strum these chords again. Up yonder where the headlands meet the sky, I know that it's possible, so let's keep going. I know it all can happen by and by. Good morning, my friend, were my first words to you. Good afternoon, you said to me. get on and ride with me. We'll go off together. We'll keep our secrets and tell ourselves we're free. I go by the sound of a cool summer breeze. It lends me some hope and a pining for more. Forgive me, my love, for making a hash of it. When I lose control and I head out the door,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks, Steph. Great stuff.
Thanks, Mike.
Nice job.
Just working on harmonica.
Thank you, appreciate it. Those of you singing and playing guitar, you know what it's like when you've got a cough right there. It's just about to happen through the whole song. You have to hold it in. So I'm going to take a drink. This next one, last one of the evening. Again, this has been great fun. Real honor. This one's going to be on an album that many of you here know, Tom Gawecki, good friend, musician. We're producing our first album together. Don't have a name yet, but this song's going to be off that. It's very loosely based on the life of and death of the blues guitarist Robert Johnson. Very loosely. Hey, let me try that again. I was born a mixed up child, and stayed that way until I met you. Been through the battles ever since. Oh, now baby, that left me blue. I left home at 17, a hungry guitar at my side. Mama watched me drive away. Oh, now baby, a tear in her eye. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now, oh, today. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now, I say. I played my music for the crowds. They throw me dollar bills down at my feet. I held the bottle to my lips until I was lying face down in the street. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now today. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now, I say. This whole world sets its traps and takes its prisoners untenderly. And then we find ourselves crying out alone. Sometimes at night when the moon's out in its glory, I think of you. And then I'm back to the valley of my tears. If I had only stayed with you, oh now baby, I'd be a happy man. But all my friends turned into enemies, hell-bent on the devil's plan. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now, oh today. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now, oh I say. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now today. Bury me now in the ground. Bury me now, I say. Thank you very much.
Good song. Great hook. Great hook.
Cough, need to cough.
Nice syncopation with the coughs, too. You did a good job on that.
Poor guy was waiting all night to sing and didn't drink and was just sitting still there, and then he has to open his mouth and not cough, right? Take it away, Pete.
Yes, gosh, Stef, how's your throat? You doing okay?
It's all right. Fortunately, Bob Dylan has that cough song, so there's a precedent, and so company. Any advice from people would be welcome about how to deal with that.
With the cough, yeah, take it, have a drink, something soothing. So is this the album that you're working on? Is this your first one?
Yeah,
or
it is. Yeah,
it
for
is.
Me,
okay.
Tom with his other bands has made albums before, but for me it is.
Well, great. That's great. So so have you been playing music all your life, or is this something recent?
Pretty much off and on all my life. I learned guitar when I was 7 or 8. I had a great music teacher who valued playing for fun over technicality, and so that sort of stuck with me, I think, all my life. It's nice to play for fun. So.
You've crafted it well. You do well on the guitar, and
thank you.
And aside from the cough distracting you a bit, which I've been there, done that. So that's I totally understand. So what's the most trouble you've ever gotten into? And if it's music related, that's even more fun.
Most trouble I've ever got? Oh, I can't talk about that. Someday I'll make it into a song. It involves illegal stuff, so let's.
So it will be music related. It's not now.
Yeah, possibly. It might make it into a song.
Okay. Well, we're friends here, regardless that it's going over the internet right now on YouTube. Don't worry. Don't let that stop you, Stef.
Well, that's the thing. It's the World Wide Web here. So
www.
About who might be watching.
Yeah. So, and anything you want to tell us about those two songs that you wrote, other than they're going to be recorded?
Well, the first one's a love song, sort of a composite of past images from past life, and then also a whole bunch of stolen lines or adapted lines. And the other one was. There was that Netflix show about Robert Johnson last year, and I watched that, and it came to me. And then the lick is also stolen from a Dirty Projectors album song. So.
Yeah. Well, great. Now that you've admitted that on the World Wide Web, I don't know. You're safe amongst us. I know that. So
well, thank you, and I really appreciate this. This is great. I love the way different people have the logos in different places. So if I may ask a question, what are you actually going to call it? OMA or OMA?
Or homage?
I don't know. We're going to have to think about that.
God.
And get back to you. Stef is really concerned with things like that because language is dear to him, which is why I wanted to ask him in the future if you do spotlighted or if you spotlit. So that's another question, right? Yeah. But Stef, yeah, he would ask that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Call it oh my.
For hours.
Right. Gosh. Well, thank you all so much. This has been such a Sunday treat. This has been my religion today. So thank you so much. And gosh, Daphne.
Oh,
And
I'll
thank you,
take
Daphne.
it.
What a great hosting. You're phenomenal. And
Thank you, Pete.
Capo Dave.
Can I spotlight you for a minute, Pete, just so everyone can see you closely? Say hi, wave. This is our Pete, the co-host who asks a lot of questions from his little box. Okay, we'll remove. Thank you so much. That made it really interesting. Thank you to everybody in YouTube land. I know you were clapping. We could all hear you in our imaginations. And thank you to everybody here for staying the whole time and listening to each other and your wonderful music. And thank you to TK. I'm going to spotlight you too. And Dave, number 9, otherwise known as Dave Metzger, for helping out with the sound. Here we go. TK, wave for a second. Ta-da! And he also sang, of course. And Dave Metzger actually took people aside into the breakout room and helped them as well. So here is Dave number 9, Dave Metzger. And of course, our founder of Open Mic America, OMA or OMA, I do not know. He can decide because he's the boss man, is Capo Dave Williams. So thank you. And he's joined us. He's going to just say a couple words. And after that, we could stay and chit chat if we like. We'll turn off the live stream. And everybody who's out there, tune in on the 21st of March for the next one and send your best singer-songwriters our way. So Dave, you've got it.
Thanks so much to everyone. You were great. I enjoyed the show. I love sitting back and watching you guys. What a great show. And I'll love it when you guys come back and join us again. And remember again that to send us the links to your music, and we're going to have a page, an all performers page, where your name will be on there and your web link will be on there, and the whole underlying motivation of this venture is to support the local open mics. Now, they're not open now, but what we want is every person that plays on the show to have a favorite local open mic, and a link to that. Once they get cranked up again, we're going to have that. Because the whole point of this show is, most of us came from the open mics, and what we're saying is, open mics, send us your best players. This is the big leagues of open mics. That's what it is. And if you have some people that you know of that are skillful, send them to me. I probably need to hear a video, an audio of them. If you think that they're, have a good rule of thumb is if you think they're better than you, that the chances are they'll get in. I don't want that to be taken the wrong way, but you know what I'm saying. We can't just let anybody be on the show because, well, you know how it is. But if people aren't quite ready to be on the show, we're not going to say you're not good enough. We're just going to say you're not ready. Come back after you practice some more and everything, because we all got here from someplace. So to support the open mics, that's what we're all about. And once again, thank you to everyone, Daphne and Pete and Dave Metzger, TK, everybody that helped out tonight. And this is the best Zoom open mic I've been to, probably ever. No disrespect, Daphne. Your show is, of course, always.
No, don't worry.
This is also your show.
So now I'm going to give everyone a chance to unmute and just have chaotic goodbyes and everything. But if you want to stay later and chat after the live stream is over, you could certainly stay on. But now I just got to tell you all in YouTube land, I'm a little confused because I've been checking the live stream, and on the live stream it looks like Stef is still playing. And I think we're only 20 seconds behind, but that was way more than 20 seconds ago. So I'm not sure if I should...
I'm on the live stream, and I don't. It's way beyond that already.
Okay, so I can end the live stream then. Okay, good, because I wasn't sure. So everybody, wave goodbye to people out in YouTube land, but you don't have to leave. You can stay here. You don't have to go home. Is sort of the way I want to say it. And I'll tell you when it's not live anymore. We're going to end the stream. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Ta-da!
Bye-bye.
I think